It's good day to brew, baby. What is up, YouTube? It's boy Millsy. Back in the hometown, Commander. Back in another episode of Millsy Brews, the show I brew my version 1.0 deck list of the Commander in front of us on my quest out brew the Magic world. Today we are continuing on our week 3 of Merzakala Manor content. It's been really fun to brew around so far, and I thought I would cover what I expect to be the most popular commander from the Ravnica Clue edition, which is coming out in conjunction with this set, and it's Commander Mustard. Not Colonel Mustard, Commander Mustard. Tried my hand at soldier decks in the past, but I think this one's going to really stick because of his abilities. We have a 5-mana 5/5 human soldier with vigilance, and it says other soldiers we control have vigilance, trample, and haste. And for 4 mana, we can give all soldiers we control whenever this creature attacks, deals 1 damage to defending player. I think Mustard's just a great section of value. If you think about it, we're giving all of our soldiers vigilance, trample, and haste already, which is already going to make them better, right? In white and in red, we don't have a ton of access to trample, so I think the trample is going to be really great. Haste, of course, is just a pure upside, and of course, vigilance is something we have access to in white, but we will take. But I think this is really going to lend well for us, is to go wide with the soldiers, use abilities to buff our soldiers, make them bigger, make them hit harder in combat, and use that to kind of close out our game in conjunction with this trample and haste. On a turn where we don't have anything to play, dump the 4 mana into this and start dealing our opponents damage to our opponents before we even go to blocks, before we even go to that trample, and I just think it's going to work out well. So as far as going wide goes, there's a couple soldiers that make tokens. Captain of the Watch makes some when it comes in here. The Blade Hold isn't a soldier, but it makes soldiers when it attacks. Darien makes soldiers when our opponents damage us. Keeper of the Accord makes some soldiers if players have more creatures than us. Mural is going to make soldiers every turn as it attacks. And there are a few other effects and things like that. The biggest one, in my opinion, is Assemble the Legion, making soldiers with haste for each counter on it, meaning every turn, we're going to make more and more soldiers and get more and more benefit, which I think is going to become a big deal once we get towards the end game. We're also playing that Elspeth Planeswalker that makes 3 in 1 turn. So, okay, we can go wide, we can play our soldiers, and we have soldiers with a wide range of ability, but how do we get our soldiers bigger? We have a couple creatures that do that. We have Daru Warchief getting all our soldiers +1/+2, Field Marshal giving them all over ones +1/+1 in first strike. We have things like Prava the Steel Legion giving all of our creature tokens +1/+4, as long as it's our turn, right? Giving them that buff and making sure they can survive. We have things like Valiant Veteran just giving all of their soldiers +1/+1, and then Coppercoat Vanguard giving all of our humans +1/+0. In Ward 1. But it's not just our creatures that are buffing our board. We're playing things like Heraldic Banner, which we're going to call most of the time for white, since most creatures are in our deck are white. Give them a +1/+0 bonus. We're playing Coat of Arms. The more soldiers we have, the bigger our boards get. And I think Coat of Arms with Mustard in a half-decent board state should probably help in the game with how big they're going to get. But we're going to pair that alongside things like Vanquisher's Banner for that +1/+1 and drawing this card every time we cast a soldier. And then a fun card that can get pretty tough on the backside is Thousand Wound Smithy. On the front side, it makes a gnome soldier with power and toughness equal to the number of creatures we control. And then once we flip it over, every turn we use that mana to cast an artifact or creature spell, we get another one of those gnome soldier tokens that are just going to get bigger and bigger. We're also playing Shared Animosity to make them big on attack, and I really like this with Mustard because Mustard's giving them trample, so that extra +1/+0 for each creature type it shares attacking with it is going to get pretty big. And then we have things like Virtue of Loyalty, to untap them and get them bigger with the counters. We're going to pair that with Invasion of Gobakhan, the backside of that, which we'll talk about in a second. And then, War Leader's Call plays kind of double duty, right? +1/+1 to the whole board, but also going to take some pot shot damage at our opponents. We are playing that Invasion of Gobakhan, which on the front side has a little bit of attacks ability for 1 card, but on the back side, at the beginning of your end step, we put a +1/+1 counter on each creature that attacked this turn, and then it can sack to give hexproof and indestructible to the whole board. So just a way to grow our attackers, make them bigger, and have that trample start making a difference. Also playing things like Oroas to protect our board, give them menace, prevent all damage dealt to them. Same thing as something like Rescue Retriever is going to prevent all damage dealt to attacking soldiers we control. So at least we're going to try to get those attacks in there with little to no threat of of being blocked or being threatened when we take those attacks. And then we have things like Direct Master Tactician. We can just win us the game by, if we have a big enough attack, choosing that our opponents do not block. And we have things like Boromir that can sacrifice itself to protect our board, pairing along with our other indestructibility effects. What I like is we're in white, so we have all those great effects. We're in red, so we get access to damage, but of course Boros Charm, Flawless Maneuver, Clever Concealment, a great package of indestructible spells. White, of course, giving us great board wipes. I get to play a card that I truly love on Arena, and I love in a lot of other formats, but I've yet to see a good deck for in Commander, but I think this is a good one, is Heroic Reinforcements, creating 2 1/1 soldiers, and then giving all of our creatures +1/+1 and haste until end of turn. This could be really beneficial because it can, on the right turn, make our big board hasty and get in for a big attack. And the cool part about something like Horn of Gondor is almost all of our creatures are soldiers and humans. So Horn of Gondor is just going to make more humans that are soldiers, and increase our count up and get our train moving. That's about all I have to say about the deck. I think the deck is kind of basic in its concept. It's just going to take finding that right range of cards to get the system going and get our game plan where we want it to. For the record, this was a deck where I actually had a tough time cutting down certain creatures and certain spells. You look at this considering board, and I think 15 of these cards could go back into the deck. They're all really good. So if you have any questions about the list, or you think you would want to change something, I bet you might have some of them sitting there considering that you could just make a 1-for-1 swap in and make the deck more to what you were looking for. But let's rock into the Goldfish. Looking at a 3-lander with Battle Rush Banneret, a creature that makes all of our soldiers 1 less to play, which is pretty cool. That'll reduce our commander, a lot of other things. Chaos Warp and that Herald's Horn reducing our soldiers by another 1 is going to get pretty darn good. So turn 1, we play that. Plains, nothing to do there. Turn 2, get the mountain down, and we'll play that Banneret. So now really soldiers costing 1 less, so Mustard is down to 4. Rescue Retriever is down to 4. Turn 3 here, we'll play another mountain. And obviously I think our best play here is the Herald's Horn, Calling Soldier. So now soldiers cost 1 less, and at the start of our turn, we get to look at the top card, so we'll do that now. If it's a soldier, put it to our hand, which it's not, so it's going to go back on the top, and we're just going to draw it. All right, 4 mana. The Retriever's 3 mana, Mustard's 3 mana, or 1 mana off Assemble the Legion, which is a card I'd really want to get down, but I think I just would drop my commander here, it being 2 less. Get it down and get him moving. We can take an attack with the Banneret if we want to, but I doubt we're going to have a good one at this point in the game. Yeah, we could. I doubt it, but keep it bare, keep it protected. Turn 5, I guess we could probably throw it on the Retriever if we want to, but I think I just like setting down Assemble the Legion. Sorry, we would have revealed that. We would have revealed whatever that was, and it wasn't a soldier. But anyway, Assemble the Legion is now going to start making us more soldiers go along with this Mustard. Here, I'd probably take an attack with the Mustard if I can, try to hit into somebody. It is a 5/5 with just Vigilance. It doesn't get that Trample or Haste. But I think that's fine. I think it's still worth it to try to get an attack in there. Next turn, we look off the Herald's Horn. It is a Boros Garrison. Kind of like the idea of getting Rescue Retriever down, but we also want to wait, right? Assemble the Legion only made 1 token this turn. If we could wait just 1 more turn, right, we could probably get more value out of that Retriever by getting more creatures down with Assemble the Legion. So I'd probably wait, take an attack here with Mustard again if I can, and we can always protect it or use some removal as we go around the table. This turn, we reveal the Copper Code, which goes into our hand, and we could still draw 2 soldiers. Is great there. Some of the Legion now up to 3 1/1s. I think we play Prava right, because Prava's going to buff all of those soldiers. Those are now turning into 2 5s with Trample and Vigilance. Prava comes down for just 1 white mana. We can get the Copper Coat down for just 1 white mana. Still leaving up Rescue Retriever, still leaving up our removal. Take a big attack here with that 1 token that could attack, maybe with Mustard as well. And then this turn we reveal, not a soldier, so it goes to our hand. Now we have 3 ready to attack, 3 that just got created. Now we're getting boards getting bigger. I guess tap 2 for this Signet, put this down, pick a land back up. And here now we have 3 of those 2 sorry, 3 5s, not 2 5s, because of Copper Coat, because they are humans, right? They are not, so they're just 2 5s. Again, now we have 3 2 5s. Take a swing at somebody. Swing Mustard, swing with Pravo if we want to. We would be leaving, 5 mana up, so we could always activate Pravo's ability. We could always flash and Rescue Retriever. I would probably say this: if we go around this board and there's nothing for us to Chaos Warp or Generous Gift, I think on my opponent's end step before my turn, I have 6. I said 2 5 soldiers. I'm gonna dump this Retriever before my turn, and that's gonna put a counter on everything. And I'm gonna take an Alpha Strike here, play the land, take an Alpha Strike at somebody with all those tokens or with my entire board. Try to get in for some damage, and keep it going. But yeah, I think it still lacks a little bit of punch, but I'm not sure where to find it. But again, that's the point of this: is it's a version 1.0 shot. We're still figuring things out. We're still trying to figure out where our weaknesses or our strengths lie. But I think that gives you a philosophy of what we're trying to do, and to really use that trample and haste to take advantage of getting swings into our opponent. But let me know, what do you think of Mustard down in the comment section below? Did I miss any cards? Have you built Mustard, and are you doing anything fun with it? I'd love to hear it down in the comments. I love talking with you guys down in the comments about what you think about the decks or what suggestions you have. Because at the end of the day, this is all about growing. It's all about brewing and enjoying this part of the game that I love, and I hope you love as well watching my videos. But thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.